video, I'm going to explain to you what are prop firms, how do they work, what is the opportunity to make money with them, what are the different types of prop firms, what are the best prop firms, and how to avoid prop firm scams. If you don't know who I am, my name is Adam Winnig, and at this point, we've literally helped hundreds of people become professional funded prop traders, and at one point, we actually owned our own prop firm. So I'm going to speak from direct experience of working with literally dozens and dozens of prop firms, as well as owning our own prop firm. So with that being said, let's get started and talk about what actually is a prop firm. By definition, a prop firm is simply like a large capital firm that is essentially looking to hire good traders that they will then fund with their own capital, and they'll share the profits with this trader. So to give you a better idea before we talk about how prop firms are being used today, it's better to learn on a more traditional sense on how a bank or hedge fund would use proprietary trading. So essentially the way that they would do this is the bank or the hedge fund is looking to get return. And essentially what they'd do was they would offer some sort of education for people that are interested in becoming traders. Now, the ones that graduate from their education would then go on and they'd have some sort of test where if they can prove to this bank or to this hedge fund that they're in fact a good and profitable trader based on their track record, then what the bank or the hedge fund would do is they would then go ahead and they would give them access to capital. Let's say that they give them $100,000 worth of capital to start, and they'd make a deal with the trader, which would basically say, hey, as long as you stay within our risk parameters, meaning that you don't lose X amount of dollars in a day or X amount of dollars overall, then we will essentially let you keep up to 70% of the trading profits. We'll take 30% of the trading profits. And if you do good as the trader, then we'll actually give you more and more money to have access to in order to trade. So the real benefit to the bank or the hedge fund was that they're getting diversified strategies across a bunch of different traders that are all trading their own unique strategies that they're able to make a return on the market. And the benefit to the prop trader is the fact that they don't have to risk any of their own funds, and they can get access to $100,000 or $1 million or even more worth of trading capital. So if you're a trader and you're trading a small account, say $10,000, and you make 10% on $10,000, then you only make what, $1,000? But if you're trading $1 million worth of capital and you do the same exact 10%, then you're making $100,000. So the opportunity is to have more assets under management and not have to risk your own capital. So these sort of proprietary trading situations are still available all over the place, but what's become more popular today is the online prop trading system that we see so heavily in today's market. There's really two different types of prop firm types that we'll talk about. One is called like an instant funding or an accelerated model, and the other is called an evaluation model, which we'll spend most of the time talking about the evaluation model because it is a lot more popular. So if we come over here to a website like myforexfunds.com, we can see an example of an instant funding or accelerated sort of situation. You can read all the rules here, but basically the way that it works is you can go ahead and get access to immediately $10,000 worth of trading capital by simply paying a $485 fee. Now, all you have to do is essentially stay within a 5% drawdown limit, meaning you cannot lose more than 5% of the initial account balance at any time. And if so, then you're going to be able to earn 50% of the profits, and they're also going to scale your capital. So once you grow the account by like 20%, then they're actually going to double the amount of capital that you can get. And in this plan, you can get all the way up to $540,000 worth of capital. So this is one model, but it's not the most popular model. The most popular model by far is something called the evaluation model, which you'll see common across most prop firms. And the way that this works is you simply pay a fee to take a test. So in this example, I'll show you a $100,000 account, which basically says that you pay a $499 refundable fee. And essentially you have to make an 8% target in phase one. And you have to do this in 30 days without losing more than $5,000 in a day or $12,000 overall. And if you can meet this 8% target, then you'll move on to phase two. And in phase two, you have to make a 5% profit target. You have 60 days to do this, and you can't lose more than $5,000 in a day or $12,000 overall. And once you pass both phase one and phase two, you'll then get funded $100,000 worth of trading capital, which you'll get to keep anywhere from like 80 to 90% of the profits. So this is the evaluation model. You pay a test fee, and then you generally have a two-step test, similar like to getting your driver's license, right? You have to do the written test, then you have the driven test. Same thing here. And if you can meet these requirements, then the prop firm will fund you with their own capital that you can earn 80-90% profit share. Now, the prop firm model has become very, very popular, and there's literally dozens and dozens and dozens, maybe even 100 different prop firms that are available for you to check out. And the question is are these prop firms actually legit, or are they scams? And the reality is that unfortunately, there are a lot of prop firms that are scams. So one of the things that I highly recommend before you go ahead and get started with a prop firm is make sure that you do your own due diligence. We've put together this little table here for you, which I'll include in the description below, which you try to keep up to date with all different prop firms that we ourselves have used, we've passed challenges, and we in fact have gotten actual payouts on. And as you can see in this table, we give you a list of different prop firms, and I'd say right now the most popular ones are probably FTMO, True Forex Funds, and My Forex Funds. We've also used all of these other different prop firms here and have actually received payouts on these. If anything goes awry or anything changes, then we update the sheet so that way you can have access to this at all times. So like I mentioned before, this is a quick overview of what prop firms are and how they actually work. Now, at this point, we've helped hundreds of people become funded prop traders. And if you're interested in getting help along this process, then go on over to fundedtraderfasttrack.com and you can live trade in the morning with a 15-time funded professional prop trader. Or if you'd like to see how you can become a funded trader using strictly robots, go on over to propfarming.com. And again, if you'd like to download the sheet, it's in the description below. And if you'd like to see my review on the best prop firms right now, check out the video on the screen.